All right, good morning, everybody. We are going to go ahead and get started. We want to thank you for joining us today for GroupLink's Everything HelpDesk Customer Webinar, Time-Saving Tips for Every Role. I'm Jen Prescott, your Customer Care Rep, and I will be hosting this webinar today. We want to remind you about our thank you program. If you tell a friend about Everything HelpDesk and they see a demo, you'll receive $50. And if they purchase Everything HelpDesk, you'll receive $200. So if you have a referral, you can send it to info@grouplink.net or give us a call, and you can see the full details about this program on our website at that link below. All right, we have two presenters today. Our first presenter will be Keaton Gerard, our Customer Care Representative, and then he will be followed by Catherine Thomas, our Customer Care Manager. Here is our agenda. We will discuss time-saving tips for every role, including manager, technician, call center representative, and end user. As a reminder, we always have a Q&A session at the end of the webinar. So if you have any questions during the presentation, please type them into the Q&A box and we'll answer your questions at the end. So I will go ahead and turn the time over to Keaton.
Thank you, Jen.
You're welcome.
All right, good morning, everyone. I hope everybody is having a great morning. If you'll excuse me, I was been sick a couple of days ago, and my voice is still a little bit hoarse, and so I hope you'll forgive me for that. All right, let's get started. So we're talking about time-saving tips for every role, and I'm going to start with the user role. Now, I know that most of you listening out there aren't users. However, there's always opportunity to train your users and to put policies in place so that they will have these tips, and so we're going to start with user. Okay, let me share my screen real quick. Okay. Now, I'm going to go to the help desk, and I'm going to sign in as a user. Okay. Now, let's say that I'm a user and I go to submit a ticket because, let's say, for example, I need my password reset. Now, time-saving tricks, and this one not only works for the user, but for everyone. First of all, we always want to check the knowledge base. I'm going to click right here. We always want to check the knowledge base to make sure that there isn't already a knowledge base article that explains the exact problem that we're having. Right here, reset username and password. Or if it wasn't already on the front page, I could do a search. And here it is. Here's instructions on how to reset my username and password. As you can see, I probably don't even need to submit a ticket. This is great because it will save me time being able to just take care of my problem right away, but also it'll save the technicians and everyone else time because they won't have to work on my ticket. The knowledge base is something that we feel sometimes can be underutilized by people. The knowledge base is so easy to use. You can easily turn tickets into knowledge base articles. There's always a button on the ticket that says convert to KB article. And by utilizing the knowledge base, you can save everybody so much time and trouble and allow users to solve their own problems. Now, I'm going to go back to the My Ticket screen. Let's pretend that I didn't check the knowledge base. I didn't just submit a ticket. I think to myself, well, this is a common issue. Always check for ticket templates. I'm going to check right here and notice that there's one right there, reset username or password. I'm going to click on that, and it's going to bring up a ticket template that I can launch. Perfect. Now, the other thing I'm going to plug for users is the email to ticket feature. I'm going to sign in as an admin real quick, just in case those of you watching maybe don't know where this is. I'm going to go to Mail. Then at the bottom here, you can see I have my email to ticket set up under Incoming. If you go to Settings, under System, you can click Mail. And here is the Incoming box. As you can see, grouplinkHD@gmail.com. That's my email to ticket box. If you don't have one set up, it's really easy. You just click this, Email to Ticket Configuration, and this screen comes up, which will allow you to enter everything in. You can even reject mail from non-users. It's really easy to set up, and we would very much recommend, depending on your situation, using this. If you have users that just don't like to log on and submit tickets, a great time-saving tip is you can train them on, hey, just use the email to ticket feature and just send an email. They send an email to that account, it will automatically create their ticket and throw it into the ticket pool, and they just see it as, hey, sending off an email, which is what they'd probably do anyway, but it does create a ticket that you can work with. And so those are great tips for the user, but now I'd like to move on to a technician. I'm going to log in here as a technician. Okay, here's the technician screen. We've got lots of great tips for technicians, and a lot of them revolve around the information that you're working with. Just for reference, I'd like to point out the technician I'm logged in right now is named James Call. So we see a bunch of tickets here, IT tickets. Not all of them are mine. Some of them are in the ticket pool. Here's John Green. Some of them are. Now, like I said, time-saving tips, a lot of these have to do with the information you have and how you organize that information. So right now I have a My Ticket screen. Now, custom tabs are a great feature, and they should always be utilized. One thing that I can think, if I'm a technician, is wouldn't it be great if I could log in and see everything I have to work on? Just, bam, right there when I log in. Wouldn't that be a great time saver for me? And so I'm gonna walk you through how to set up that custom tab. Now, here's the custom tabs. Two right here. One is IT. One is My Closed Tickets. Not too much use to me. I'm going to click right here, the Edit button. Now, in case you didn't know, all custom tabs run off of filters. So I'm going to click Add Tab. I'm going to choose a filter. There's a filter here already created called My Closed Tickets. I'm going to click that, and I want it to appear second on my screen. Click Save Changes, and I go back to the My Ticket screen, and here it is, My Closed Tickets. Oh, I already had that one. I added another tab. I'm going to go to, I'm going to delete that one. I'm going to add Owned by Me. And there it is. There's one ticket that is owned by me that I've submitted. Now, there was no filter there that said My Tickets. And so I'm going to create one. I'm going to go to the filter screen. It's very easy to create a filter. I'm going to create a new filter. So it's just going to be mine. It's not going to be a public one. And I'm going to filter on Assigned To equals my name, which in this example is James Call. Right. So that filter will show everything that belongs to me. I'm going to save that filter right there. And I'm going to name it Assigned To Me. Save that filter. Now, this is very important, this column section right here. From left to right, from top to bottom, this is the order in which it will be displayed on the My Ticket screen from left to right, right? So, Assigned To might not be too important because I know that in the Assigned To Me tab, they're all going to be assigned to me. I can just drag that to the bottom. Here's one thing I like to add. I'm going to go to Modified Date. I'm going to add that in. I'm going to drag this here. So now I have the created date and the modified date. I'll show you what that looks like in just a sec. So I'm going to save that filter. I'm going to go back to the My Ticket screen, and I'm going to add a new tab. This one is going to be Assigned To Me. And let's say, yeah, I'm going to save those changes. Back to the My Ticket screen, and here I can just click on this tab, bam, that's all the work I have to do. That's all the tickets that are assigned to me. Isn't that a great tip? So I don't have to run that filter. It'll just come onto my home screen. Now, I like to throw these dates on there because now look here. Modified date, I can see the last time this ticket was modified. Maybe see what's critical or not. That's a great feature. Now, one more time-saving trick that I'd like to share with you regarding technicians is estimated completion date. This is a good idea for those of you who might not have thought of this one. Every ticket, as you know, I'll just pull up a ticket. as an estimated completion date field. Now, a lot of people don't use it. Some people might not fill it in. However, a great idea could be if you need to follow up on a ticket or you need to remind yourself to do something regarding a ticket, you can fill in a date on the estimated completion date. Let's say that I need to check this ticket next Tuesday. I can click right here, September 30th. Then I can create a filter that will show me every single ticket with an estimated completion date on that day. Set the estimated completion date equal to today. Throw that on my ticket screen, and it serves as a kind of reminder, hey, these are the tickets that I put that I would look at today. Fill in that estimated completion date, and then when that estimated completion date arrives, it'll remind you, bam, on your home screen, hey, it's September 30th, you need to check this ticket. That can be a good tip for those of you who haven't thought of that one yet. And lastly, regarding the technician, I'm not going to show you this one, but the scheduler can be used, and I think Catherine is going to delve a little bit more into this, but the scheduler can be used to save you some time regarding ticket follow-up. Say, set a scheduled item to change a resolved ticket to closed after 5 days of it being resolved, and things of that nature. So those are great tips. Bottom line for technicians, we want to make sure that we're not wasting time trying to find out what we need to do or, how many tickets we have assigned to us today. We just want to make sure that we set it up so that the information that we need just comes right onto our screen in the format that we want it, so that we can just start our work. Now, I'm going to stop sharing here, and I'm going to turn the time over to Catherine.
Thanks, Keaton. Let me just share my screen. Okay, so I'm going to go over two different types of roles. One would be a help desk or a call center type situation, and then the other is going to be the manager, and we'll go over some ways that both can save time. I don't know how many people that are on the webinar today actually have a call center or a help desk, but what I'm referring to here is, just a place where they're going to call in tickets and that person is going to enter tickets on others' behalf, or they might manage the ticket pool and make the assignments out to the different technicians. So the first thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to log in as the help desk user. Now, Keaton talked about technicians setting up different custom tabs here. That option is available for anybody in the system. Your end users could even do it if they wanted to, if they submitted tickets for different locations and they wanted to separate them. That's something that anybody can do. So as the help desk user, what I've done is I have the owned by me and the my closed tickets that are going to show, anything that I enter under my own name. And then right here, I just have the ticket pool. So anytime that any ticket is sent into the ticket pool, me as the help desk technician, I can come check it out and see who it needs to go to. So basically, this feature right here, when Keaton talked about the email to ticket to save time for your users, they're just sending in an email and the system is going to convert it into a ticket. This is what it would look like. They obviously can't enter in a category or a category option when they are sending that email. They're just telling you what the problem is. And so it's going to come in and it's going to be assigned right to the ticket pool. So you can either have technicians go in and grab those, or you can have somebody at the help desk that just makes those assignments. And so at the time they're making the assignment, a lot of them might know where they need to go based upon what the issue is. Like this one right here says that it's a printer problem. So I can go ahead and categorize that and have the system make that assignment for me. So as soon as I select printer, the assignments that I have here, Gus would be the one that it normally would go to, but if I needed to send it to somebody else, I could. And so that assignment is all done, and I will go ahead and save that, and then now Gus will be notified, letting him know that he has a ticket. So the help desk can do that. just manage the ticket pool for you, see what comes in, and place those to the correct technicians. But they can also, templates is something that a help desk would want to use. They probably get the same phone calls over and over. So they could come in here and create their own templates just to make that easier. Like this one right here under tech services, we have a password reset. So a lot of times, they're just going to call and say, I need my password reset. They might need it for different systems. So you can set up different templates depending on what system it is. But it's just a lot quicker for them to come in here and launch that template. Now, because the help desk technician is the one that's logged in, their name will default, but all they have to do is select the person that they're on the phone with at the time, and then maybe their location, and then save it. So now, just with 2 clicks, well 3 after they launch it, that ticket has been submitted because they used the template. So it just saves them time in coming here and clicking new tickets and entering all of the information. The template is already selected and already filled out for them with the correct information, the correct assignment, the correct category and category option. So these templates are, password reset is a good one. This other one for the phone being down, if they're calling in from their cell phone, that help desk technician can just quickly set up templates of, phone calls that they get all the time, and then they'll have those to use whenever that situation occurs. So I'm going to move into the management side of it and go over a few things that Keaton touched on and maybe a few other things as well. So let me just log in as a manager here. Okay, so the first one that Keaton talked about was the scheduler. The scheduler is a tool that will make changes on the tickets according to the parameters that you set. So you as the manager, you don't have to log in and remember to do those things. The system can do it for you, so it can work to your advantage that way and make it so that you're not constantly overlooking it and making these changes yourself. So in order to get to the scheduler, if we click here on settings, we're going to see our options down the left-hand side. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. You can have scheduled items for each individual group that you have. If you notice, these are my groups here across the top. So you can create different scheduled items within each group. So under tech services, the one that Keaton talked about was the resolve to closed. This is something that we do here with our support sites. What will happen is our tickets come in, just like they do to you. And once they're resolved and the technician thinks it's been resolved, then they will switch the status on the ticket to resolved. And then we have a scheduled item here that says, when the status is resolved and 10 days has gone past from the modified date, meaning the modified date would be when the technician switched it to resolved, we want you to go ahead and close out the ticket. So we want you to change the status, and we want you to change it to closed. You can leave it at that and just go ahead and have the system close tickets for you. But if you want to send an email, then you can also select here to send an email to either the ticket assignee, your technician, or to the ticket contact. In this particular situation, I don't think you would really need to send it to the technician themselves, but you can send it to the ticket contact just to let them know that the ticket has been closed out. So this is, how often you want it to go. Obviously, you only want this to change one time. So once those days have lapsed and there has been no other activity on the ticket, then the system will automatically close that out for you. So another one that we have here, this 1 hour first response, a lot of you do have certain SLAs that need to be met, and you can have the system monitor that for you so that you don't have to. So on this particular one, that needs to be met within the first hour, and so the status is going to be assigned not updated, meaning that's the initial status that it comes in at, and so the technician obviously hasn't done anything on the ticket yet. So 1 hour from the date or the time that it was created, we want to send this email out. So all this one's doing, it's not changing anything on the ticket. It's not going to change the status. It's not going to change the priority. This one is simply going to send an email to let whoever the boss is or whoever needs to know that the SLA wasn't met for that first hour. Now, one feature in the scheduler, if you notice all of these, ticket subject, ticket ID, if you click Show Tags, you can copy any of these. And so what this is telling me here, in the subject of the email, we're going to see the ticket number and the subject that's on the ticket. And then right here where it says Note, then we're when this email goes out, you're going to see the note that's actually in the ticket. So you're sending it out to let somebody know, okay, the SLA wasn't met, but you're also letting them know what the issue is. So, you know, if they need to work that ticket or do anything with it, then, you know, rather than going and looking up the ticket itself, they can see that right in their email. And so by adding in these tags, it saves that person time as well, so they don't have to leave their email that they received and go into the system to view the ticket. It's all right there in the body of the email. So the scheduler can do, you know, several things. I mean, you can even set it up to just send certain emails when tickets come in at a certain priority. We do have some customers that, of course, everything comes in at a low priority, but they set up a scheduled item to change that priority based on, say, the category or category option. So if somebody has selected network as the category, you know, they wanted to change that priority to high. And so you can have the scheduler do that for you as well. So if you just think of the scheduler as sending out information or changing things on the ticket, just automate it. Anything that you want to automate, you know, you can basically do here. And right now we are actually writing into the program a way that you can enter in your own SLA and you can change more things on the ticket. One of the biggest questions we get is the estimated completion date. If we can change that date based on what the issue is, knowing that certain issues might take a certain amount of time and other ones, like a password reset, should be completed that day. And so we are in the process of doing that, so look for that you know, over the next 3 months or so. Okay, so as far as management goes, I'm going to show you some reporting features here just to make it so that you don't have to continually create reports and send them to people. You can automate that as well. So let's say you have 4 or 5 different locations and you need to send a location report to whoever manages those locations. You can come set that up in here and then never touch it again. So we're going to look at this one right here that says Bountiful Junior High. I'm just going to go ahead and edit it so that you can see how it's set up. The report name, I like to name the report the exact same as the filter because then I know which filter is driving this report. So you'll name the report here and then you're going to select a filter. So here's all the filters that I have in this demo. And so it just makes it easier for me so that I know if I need to adjust the filter, you know exactly which 2 are going to go together. So Bountiful Junior High is the name of the filter we're going to use. Right here, marking it as private. This is going to make it so that I'm the only one that has access to it. If you uncheck that box, then any other person in your organization that is a manager could see that report as well. And seeing it isn't the problem, but they could make changes to that report that maybe you're not aware of, and then your report isn't, you know, exactly what you were looking for. So we default this to be set as private, just so that you don't run into those problems with other people changing them. But if you do want to share it, then you can. So right here under grouping, there's a lot of different ways that you can group the report. So if you're looking at, you want to see technicians at that certain location, or you could do it by category. Priority. This one at the bottom does say ZenWorks 1011 and then asset. This will pull from the ZenWorks portion, or it also will use our own internal asset tracker. So if you do use the EHD one, you can select this and it will work the same. So we're going to stick with technician here. And then on the regrouping, what this means is the initial report is going to show me, you know, all the technicians that have tickets at Bountiful High. But if I want to drill down and see what those tickets entail, then this is asking me what I want to see after that. So do I want to see the status? That's the one that's selected, the status of what all those tickets are. So if a certain technician has 15 tickets, I want to know where they're at on those. You know, how many do they have in work in progress? How many do they have in awaiting customer response? That's the information that you're going to get here from the regrouping. but you can regroup in other categories as well. You could regroup by the location, by the category option, or even the priority. Here it's just asking how you want to order it. It defaults to alphabetically, which is probably where I would leave it, but the other option is the greatest number of tickets. The report format, you can do the PDF, HTML, Excel, CSV. I'm just going to go ahead and select HTML. And then what kind of graph you want, pie or bar. And then this is the part that's going to save you time, running the report on a schedule. So you can even run this report to email it to you once a week, and then you don't have to come into the help desk and actually run the report. It's just going to come to your email box. But if you want to send it to somebody at a different location, a manager at a different location, then you just put in their address here, type in what the subject is, and then whatever the body of the email if you want. But this is where we set this one. If you can see that, it's set to run weekly, every Monday. And I just go ahead and select end never. But if it's something that you're only going to do for 6 months, you have a report that they only want to see it for a limited amount of time, you can put an end by, and then you don't have to remember to come back in and turn it off. So this report can save you time as far as automatically sending the information to your email box, so you can get that wherever you are at, and you don't need to log into the help desk. Or you can also just, it'll automatically send it out to those locations, so you don't have to remember to do that either. So this is where I can tell that this particular report is being sent out on a schedule. These little black dots that run in a circle is telling me that this is currently running. If I wanted to stop this at any time, then I would just click there and it would stop. And so, if it's something that you don't need to run anymore, you can come here and do that. So there's a lot of different options as far as the reporting goes, but the feature that's going to save you the most time is to automatically have those emailed to whoever they need to go to. I have, just for our own support site, I have one emailed to me every Monday. And it's, Monday morning I come in, I'm going through my email, and it's just right there so that I don't have to work out of 2 different places. And then we have templates, kind of the same as we went over with the help desk or the call center issues. Templates can save a lot of time, but from a management perspective, they would be some different templates, like this one here at the top. We're going to go into this. This would be any sort of reoccurring ticket. And, if your maintenance department uses this, then this applies to them as well. If they, say, need to turn the water on in the spring and turn it off in the fall, you can set up tickets to automatically be generated so that somebody at the organization doesn't have to remember to log in and actually submit those tickets. The system will do it for you. So this particular one is a database backup. And so what I've done is just filled out the entire ticket to have it go to who I need it to go to, all of the documentation or the information here in the body of the ticket. Once that's set up, if you just click over here to recurrence, you can set when you want that to go out. So if you want this database backup to, go out every other week or every week, you can set that, or if it's once every few months, however you need to do that. So as soon as I save that, what's going to happen then is when that date and time comes, then those tickets will automatically go out for you. And so you can see right here that this one is running again. So now, that ticket's going to go out every Monday, and you don't have to remember to come in and do it, but yet you're still getting all of the data, all of the feedback, and all of the information that you need stored in the system without having to initiate that yourself. Another one that saves some time for managers is, this example is for a new hire, but it could be used in any aspect. But when you hire somebody new at your location or your organization, there's usually a bunch of steps that need to happen in order to get that person up and running. So what I've done here is I've just set up different tickets for each one of those steps. Sometimes, they could even cross over departments. Let's say, your human resources department needs to set them up with you know, go over their benefits with them. I don't know. You can do that as well. All of these ones here do belong to the tech services group, but you can cross over to different departments if needed. So you set up each individual ticket with, you know, exactly what you want that person to know and what needs to be done. And then the tab you're going to work with on this one is the workflow. All of the templates, each individual ticket that you have created would display here on the left, and you just simply drag and drop them to the step that you want that completed in. So the first step is just the initial initiating the template itself. And then after that, we have here step 2, user added to the directory, setup desk, and this printer ticket that I just added. When those 3 tickets are set to closed, then these 2 tickets will automatically be generated and sent out to the correct technicians. And then again, when these 2 tickets are set to close, then this one will go out. So you can set it up in whatever format you want and in whatever order you would like. These can all go to different technicians, but the system is just going to do it for you. You're going to initiate the template, but after that, those 7 tickets that need to go out, the system's going to do that for you, so you don't have to initiate every single one of those. So there's a lot of things that you can do within the templates itself. If you ever have a question or say you want to do something at your location and you just aren't quite sure of it, you know, you can always call us, and we've seen a lot of different scenarios from, I mean, we have one, I think it might be under here. It's, you know, a lot of people have mobile labs now. They have iPad labs, and so they want to download different apps. And so we can set up a template in order to do so that, you know, we don't want people just downloading it at certain locations. And so they need to get that request, especially if there's any cost involved too, then, you know, we need to get that request sent in and that needs to be approved. So there's a lot of different things that you can use here in the templates. So I am going to turn the time back over to Jen. And if you have any questions, you know, you can go ahead and ask those, and we can cover those at the end.